Something I really like to do is cook. So this video is gonna show me in my free time making some Reubens to enjoy, the timeless classic. So this is my roast. It's about just shy of 2.5 pounds. Cook it in the slow cooker because it's easy. So it's in there, as you can see, a little bit of pickling spice on the top, a little bit of water in the slow cooker to just kind of cover up to about half of it. Lid goes on, and then we're going to cook it on high for an hour. Come back, put it on low, and then usually I cook it for about 3 hours, flip it over, cook it for another 3 or 4 till it's done, and then you will see it next as it's coming out. Booyah. Now that the meat's ready, I'm going to throw some butter in a pan, put it on low, and just let it melt down. When that's done, we'll have our handy brush in order to brush the bread on the outsides. Next thing we're going to do, some Thousand Island dressing. This is my favorite, and it's light too, so I can feel less guilty when I eat these sandwiches. Got your sauerkraut. You can use whatever sauerkraut you want. I just use the can because it's quick. I do give it a quick squeeze. I don't squeeze all the liquid out of it, but I definitely make it so it's not running, because it would break down the dressing a little bit. So that's what she looks like here. Got your sauerkraut mixed with the Thousand Island, and this will actually be one layer in the middle of the sandwich. Comes out good. Then at this point, we're just gonna brush the bread with some butter on the outside. Make sure that you get it real good. This is gonna let the bread, when it gets cooked in the oven, it's gonna cook up like a crouton almost, and again add to the overall delectability of the sandwich. Next step is to start building the sandwiches, and not to cause a controversy, but I actually prefer Munster cheese with my Reubens. Never really liked Swiss cheese. For all I know, they popped heads off my G.I. Joes when I was little. I've always been stayed away from it. It changes the flavor profile of the sandwich a little bit, accentuates the sauerkraut, Thousand Island, and beef, as the Munster cheese is a little more neutral in flavor, but it melts well, so it definitely contributes to a gooey hot sandwich. I always have the dog's attention when I'm doing anything with cheese. Next, we're going to build up with our corned beef. I actually cooked this roast off last night, so the meat is refrigerator cold, so I'm going to have to take that into account when I put these in the oven, but I'll discuss that in a little bit. But basically, we're going to do 2 layers of meat, so that's our base layer down. And now we're going to do the sauerkraut and Thousand Island mix, and that's basically just going to form the middle layer there, and it should be pretty nice. It'll get held in the sandwich by the other stuff. Second layer of meat is down, and the sandwiches are just about built. Since the meat was cold coming out the fridge, I'm going to go ahead and start this at 300, get my oven warmed up, and I'm going to cook them on 300 for a while to let everything warm through without burning up the bread. Now we got the cheese down, and that's going to be the last layer before we use the last piece of bread. And go ahead and feed the studio audience here real quick. And last step in construction is just to do the butter on the outside of the bread. This is, to me, a crucial detail in how these sandwiches are going to taste and feel texture-wise when they come out. So as soon as the oven's preheated, they're going to go in. So here they go into the oven. Again, we got the oven at 300 degrees, and that will allow them to slow cook and turn out just right. I'm going to leave them in for about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to start checking them. So we're at the 20-minute mark, and I already went ahead and flipped these over. So I'm going to put them back in. I'm more of a sensory kind of chef, as I used to do this for a living for nearly 20 years. So I have a hard time with timing and all that, explaining that. But these are cooked all the way through right now. The meat is hot. Now it's just a matter of getting the bread to where I want it. So again, they've been flipped. Going back in, I'm going to give them another 20 at 300. There you go. All done. Ready to enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. Today's recovery. Feel free to check the channel for substance abuse related content. And I'll probably drop another food video one of these days. Thanks again. Stay strong.